Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. I've got DJ Never here.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
I got Jamie the Great.
Yeah, what up, what up?
DJ D Miles is having ass and knee problems. He's just having all types of issues. He's getting all types of things fixed. We got a special guest host, though, our own favorite DJ Eddie McDonald. What up, Eddie?
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Good to be back.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. And then,
of course,
we got a special guest by way of Philly, and I swear, I guess Philly breeds some of the most talented DJs. It's just like, it's unbelievable. But this guest has DJed for like probably the most prolific R&B and hip hop artists, you know, just to name a few. If you guys have heard of these people, you know, up and coming artists like Janet Jackson and Patti LaBelle.
Up and coming artists.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you know any of their songs or anything, but you know.
big things in the future.
Yeah.
A guy named Kanye West.
Yeah. Kanye West.
A little Chicago rapper named Common.
Whoever that is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You'll learn. You'll hear about them probably later on in a couple years or so. But
yeah,
no,
they're gonna pop.
Yeah.
I know it. They're gonna pop.
But I mean, he is the go-to dude for tour DJs, and he's one of the most talented and gifted dudes ever, man. And I like to welcome DJ Aktive, man. Thanks for coming through on the show, man.
What's up,
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me.
Can never really get a good a welcome clap on Zoom,
On
right?
Zoom. Sounds like it's everywhere.
It's always the worst welcome clap.
So,
So Aktive. So here's the thing: you're in Vegas. You've been in Vegas. We were supposed to record this all in person. But,
yes.
But we just thought it'd be safer to do it on Zoom because we're literally all in Vegas, but we're Zooming it. So we should have done this in person.
Okay.
But you know, we know you've been on the road. You've been traveling. We're trying to be safe. Numbers are going crazy. And we didn't want you to bring your road manager COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to keep it.
My road manager COVID. Me bringing COVID.
Yeah. I know you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure you've been safe and everything, but we're just being. We're very, very cautious and responsible. But we're glad to have you on the show. I think we've been trying to have you for a minute, and then everything just went crazy and everything. But glad to have you in Vegas, man. And you've been working. You've been doing a couple gigs out here. Working with Eddie?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Mag Agency.
Yeah.
Last night we did a stream at his office. It was dope, man. And I think it streamed to like 2 different clubs. Is that right, Eddie?
Yeah, Alibi and Lily, cocktail lounges at Bellagio and Aria.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, so that was dope, man. And, you know, I've been working with Eddie now probably for like a year and some change. He had me at Omnia, a couple other spots out here.
Nice.
So,
we linked it on the record, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's been a great relationship, man.
So you flew out here. You've been in Vegas. You're still. Are you still based in Philly?
Yeah, I am based by the way of Philly. It's close to Philly where I'm at. Yeah, it's like Delaware. I moved out that way.
So have you been traveling, or is this like one of the first times you've been kind of flying in and out?
Well, I've been traveling, man. I mean, I had a few dates I did in Atlanta. But it was like at the W Hotel. Mm-hmm. So it was that and this place called Apartment B4. So I've been going back and forth. I actually, it's been once a month. I've been doing it since September.
You just recently did the verses with Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, right? You work with Patti LaBelle pretty frequently. Like you DJ her house parties and everything, right?
Yeah. I did her New Year's Eve party a few weeks ago.
Wow.
And the verses was dope, man. I did verses with her. I curated the music and programmed the music for her and helped Gladys Knight as well. So that was kind of cool.
Were you there? You were on site though, right? You were at the.
Yeah, I was on the side of the stage.
Yeah.
I got a question. Did you? So how was Patti LaBelle's cooking? Did you?
How Patty cooking is good. Patty got some good pies.
I mean, it's like the best soul food.
The pies is good. I mean, the macaroni is smacking.
Yo, what's love been trying to get an invite for at least 10 years.
I don't understand how he ain't been there yet, but yeah, her food is good, man. She got some good black eyed peas, collard greens. Yeah. She's soul food. OG.
Where did they film that? Was it in LA or was it Atlanta?
The verses is in Philadelphia at the Fillmore.
Oh, it wasn't. It was in Philly.
Shit.
Oh, yeah?
It was in Philly. Wow. So Gladys came up with her. She came up from North Carolina on her tour bus, and then we did it at the Fillmore. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right.
How did you and Patty link up? How did you?
Yeah, that question is crazy. How did you and
How did me and Patty link up?
Professional.
So nah.
No,
Y'all
I'm just
crazy.
saying that's
Y'all
crazy.
crazy
It
as
sounds
hell.
crazy. Like,
Wait, should I? Well, okay, wait. How do
no,
I?
it's perfect. It just sounds crazy when you say, "Yo, how do you and Patty LaBelle?"
Why?
link up?
Why
Like, how
you?
did
Hey, yo.
Why are you thinking in the gutter, man? We're having trying to. We're having a
No, I
professional.
wasn't thinking like that. I was just saying, that sounds crazy.
That was crazy. How do you and Patty link up? I got a date with Patty. Nah, she you know what? Me and her son. I used to work with her son back in the day. His name is Zori. Him and a partner of mine, which is Dr. J's son, Jay Irvin. They're real tight. So by me connecting with Jay and then with Zori is her son. He the one who kind of plugged me in with Patty with his mom. So I did a lot of work with him in the past on some artists that he had. I just scratching on their albums, and we always been cool, since for a few years now. So he's like, "Yo, the verse is coming out. Would you want to do it? We would like to get you to do it." And she requested me to do it. So that's how it went down, man.
That was like one of Neva's favorite battles.
It was,
Shit,
man.
It was.
It's like Gladys Knight and Patty LaBelle. Shit.
Yeah.
They had like some old school beef too.
Yeah.
Like it was funny though. I mean, they friends, they love each other, but it was some old school beef from like a card game. And
A spades? Game of spades?
But when they was on tour, so that was like them was really going at it. Like,
Wow.
Amazing.
Did you sense some tension? I think Neva was asking about that shit. Like,
Yeah, was
nah. I wasn't sending no tension.
nah. Even if there was, you couldn't say nothing about it either, right? Kind of.
No.
Best of friends.
Wait, so who had the bigger dressing room?
Oh snap! Y'all crazy. Who had the bigger dressing room? I think you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Patty because I guess she was in her hometown.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. She's in Philly, man. Yeah.
She's in her hometown. They gave it to Patty. All love to Gladys and Dionne Warwick popped up out of nowhere.
Right.
And I didn't even know Dionne was even coming. I'm like, I don't even have Dionne's music. I don't know what. I don't know. So,
That wasn't planned? That wasn't planned?
hell no. No, I was like, okay.
Oh, wow. So she just
Nobody
popped
told
in
my
and
auntie.
they were like, yo.
Yes, they surprised me. They did. That's what friends are for. I said, well, we're just going to play this and then you guys can sing to it
shit.
because I didn't know that.
Were you getting nervous about, do you get nervous about doing shit like that? Like those kind of shows or not really?
Not really. I mean, I used to, I just try to just stick to what we rehearse, and stay on that path and just stay focused and listen to what they're saying in case they might want to switch up. And I got to they throw an audible. So I just be paying attention to them, bro.
Yeah.
So.
You've been doing tour, you've been like on the road DJing for artists for like 18, 20 years, damn near 20 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. It's a long ass history of just, and your list of the artists that you've worked with is incredible, fam. It's like Janet Jackson, Kanye West, Miley Cyrus, Nas, Common, Jennifer
Soul
Hudson, Music Soul Child, Estelle, Diddy, John Legend, The Roots, L. Cool J, Tiger, Queen Latifah, and that's just the beginning, kind of.
Just to name a few.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Thank you, man.
That's
Yeah, it's been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing to work with him, man. I started with Music Soul Child first in 2000, and then from there, a couple artists seen me working with music. I was trying to bring the hip hop vibe to the R&B, with some hip hop break beats and stuff like that. And then from there, I got a call from who was it? I think it was actually Jay Irvin. He called me, Dr. Jason. He was managing Khalees. And he asked me to come to Italy to do an audition for her. And Nas was there actually, and he was like, "Yo, I got some shows coming up, bro. Like, I would like for you to come out with me for some shows." So from there, to start trickling down, man. It was just like people seeing me with other artists and then requesting me to come. I don't. That's just how it went down.
Chain reaction,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow, man.
Right time.
It's like, it's funny because your name is DJ Aktive, and it's like you really live by your name. You're active. You're like,
Active is a motherfucker.
no, like
Don't stop.
No, but you're active, but you move like really like you move like super quiet. Like you move elegantly. You're not like loud and shit. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of DJs that don't do 20% of what you do, but they're way louder on social media.
They put all this shit out there.
Yeah.
For everyone to see.
Respect, man. Yeah, I just try to do my thing, man. I don't, I'm not really too built on the fame. Like I just love music and I like to DJ, you know what I'm saying? And I like the music direct shows. So I just try to do the job and then, I might throw some DJ videos up or post up where I'm spinning at. But that's really, I don't really be, hey, I'm working with this artist, working with that artist. I only post it up when it's real and then, people come to the show.
But the way you've done your career, it's like really kind of word of mouth a little bit, right? Like artists.
Basically,
Yeah.
It's been really word of mouth, man. I mean, that's a blessing right there because it's just like, yo, we like what you did. Would you want to come out with hair? So I'm like,
right,
word, cool.
That's
like, you helped put this show together. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's an amazing thing to have in a career, like for a DJ in the entertainment business. I was speaking with a friend that I was speaking with DJ Boogie Blind. And we were talking about you, and we were like, "Yo, I was like, yo, that's like the ultimate way to move behind the scenes and working with just the most talented artists in the world, and just not really being on Front Street all the time and having to just put everything out there and put it on the internet and just and just moving like that. That's like the ideal way to move in the industry. We were just saying how great it is, and he was talking a lot of good things about you and showing a lot of respect.
Nah, that boy, he's an amazing DJ, man. And me and Boogie was actually on tour together.
Yeah.
In 2005, we did the Cool Mix tour. It was Busta Rhymes, Mary Ben Ari, Common. Wow, The Roots was on this tour. Kanye, John Legend, and what's her name? I forgot the girl he was DJing for at that time.
Was it Jean Grey?
It was Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Yup. That joint was dope, man.
Who were you DJing on that you were on that tour?
I was the house DJ, so I was spinning between sets and then bring everybody on. It was me, and the host name was John Barber, and we would bring on the different acts in between sets. So we'll get the crowd hype, get everybody hype, and then we're like, all right, next up we got Jean Grey coming out, and then Boogie will perform. Rock out.
Yeah, he was telling me, he was saying he couldn't remember the tour, but he thought it was like the Most Def Talib Kweli tour or something. But
yes, they was on there too because it was like a 3-part tour, so it was like it was running all summer. So
it's crazy. And I thought I was gonna hit him up because I saw you were like a DMC champion from '95, right?
94,
94. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I competed in DMC. I placed. Well, actually, my older cousin placed first in '94. His name was DJ Ghetto, and then I placed third. It was me, DJ Craze, Rock Raider was in it, and I placed third. Rock Raider placed second, and Ghetto placed first. And then we went to New York, and then we did the what is it called? The finals, the USA finals in New York. And I placed second there. Yep.
Yeah. Whenever we have any like turntablists, like on this podcast, I always hit up Blind and like double check the history and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Blind. He a real DJ, man. He a turntablist, so that's family from way back in the '90s, man. So I used to go up to New York when I was a kid. I tell you, I used to cut school and like, all right, I'm going into New York. I'm gonna get these battles, go to Fat Beats and get some records and shit like that. So
how was it in Philly, like growing up in Philly, getting into the DJing and just linking up with Music Soul Child? Were you guys just known in the city? Because I've spoken to other DJs like XL, Cosmo Baker, and it seemed
XL. Yeah, we part of the same DJ crew. Shouts XL, Scratch Mechanics.
Yes,
JSP Sat One. Yep, that's us.
And then it's just like a small world. It's kind of a small, tight community, like with all the music heads, the artists, and the DJs in Philly. Like I remember speaking with Cosmo, and he'd just be like, "Yeah, we'd be at a record store. I'd be playing jams with Questlove, and it was just kind of like an open community, right?"
Yeah, Cash is like all the DJs. Everybody knows each other in Philly. That's who's a DJ. Like, and it was never no hate. Everybody's cool. You can call each other. We used to call each other up. We still call each other. Cosmo is a great friend of mine. If I need a record, I need to know a remix or something, I hit Cosmo up, or vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, his music catalog is crazy, Cosmo.
Cosmo was legend.
Yeah. Was Music Soul Child in the middle of all that? Is that how you guys?
So music, no. So his name is Michael McGarthy. He was managing him at the time, and they was like, "Yo," I was actually DJing on the radio. Matter of fact, I was doing an intern on the radio, Power 99 with Cosmic Kev. His name was Cosmic Kev. And I was DJing on the radio, and then Music's manager heard me spinning. And then he got in contact with them and was like, hey, we would like you to come do an audition. We got this R&B artist that's coming up. He signed to Def Jam, and we trying to bring some hip hop vibes to there. So I was like, at first I was fleeing him. I wouldn't answer the phone. I'm like, what I'm gonna be doing with like some R&B people? Like, I was so stuck in doing battles and cutting, I wasn't even thinking about doing nothing.
That's so crazy because
R&B artists, I wouldn't answer the phone.
Right.
So then I finally answered the phone, and they came to. I was living in West Philly at that time. They came to my house, and I had my setup on the porch, and then I did like some routines and stuff, and then they was like, let me see you add this. Once you put this beat behind Just Friends, I put Biz Markie, Make the Music with Your Mouth behind Just Friends. I mixed it, and then it was like, yo, that's what we need. We want you to do that with music, and because he was like a rapper too at the time.
Yeah.
So they wanted that hip hop feel. So, and that's how it started.
Damn, man, and that was kind of like your big shot to kind of get out there and tour, right, and get out of Philly a little bit.
That was my first time to get out of Philly like that. I mean, besides going to New York, but to really start moving around, I didn't know no tour world or anything like that until then.
And then you just kept moving after that, didn't you? You just kept hopping from tour to tour, artist to artist, and
yeah. From there, I mean, we did the tours. You come home for a minute, but then it was like other artists were seeing, I guess, me spinning on TV, like MTV, BET with music, and.
Yeah.
They was calling actually Music's manager at the time, asking if I can go out with them and do little small shows. So
it's so crazy that it's almost like these artists, they don't know where to go for a tour DJ, right? And you've just been like, you've literally been the best,
Real.
And they all just want the best. Kind of, right?
But you know what? Shout out to my man DJ Dummy, because Dummy been killing it too.
Right, Dummy,
That's my partner.
Right.
Yeah, from Brooklyn. That's family right there.
And he works with J. Cole and
works with J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
He used to be Common's DJ.
He was Common's DJ first. You know what I'm saying? And that's my brother right there. He's an amazing DJ. He's actually not just a DJ. He's a music director and a music composer. So he composes J. Cole full show.
Yeah.
So.
It seems, but it's kind of crazy to me because it's like everyone calls you, and it's dope that you have that reputation and shit.
Yeah, but, I feel like there's like 3 DJs, which is Tay James, Dummy,
Tay James.
Yeah,
that's my guy. He be killing it too with
he's for Justin Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber's guy. I feel like that's the only ones I've ever heard about because it just seems like everyone uses the same DJ.
Yo, these dudes act like they're friends, but I'm sure they hate each other. No, they got
each
other.
No, I don't hate it.
Somebody get
Yo, he working with Janet today.
Yo, Crooked, I think we could call this episode the R.O.A.D podcast. Reflections of an instigating DJ.
Y'all ain't gonna have me on here talking.
No, I'm not gonna.
He got that Janet.
I just mess with y'all.
I mean, like you're on the phone, like Aktive again. Aktive got it again.
Darn you!
Yo, do you enjoy being on the road, or is it just part of the hustle?
Yeah, man.
You do.
I do, man. I honestly, and I still, hopefully when things open up, things can get back. But I like being on the road, man. I think I still got like another, I don't know, man, like another 10 years, and 7 to 10, and I'm done.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this to the day you die. That's what you're gonna do.
Right, I ain't gonna put no time limit on it.
Nah,
I just like traveling, man. I like moving around. I just don't like staying still too much. I mean, I love doing clubs at different states and countries, and I don't like doing it just the same place.
Do you find like how we linked with out in Vegas with the Janet show at Park Theater? Do you find that a lot in different markets? Are there a lot of like official after parties where for
well for the Janet tour, because this was a residency when I was here, so they had the contract with you, Eddie, and everybody when I was doing on the record downstairs. But when we was touring, I was getting after parties probably in like every other state. So that was kind of good too, you know, because they wanted after parties, you know, they were like, yo, and Janet wanted after parties. So she wanted to come out and hang out. Her and the dancers. Man. So that kind of saved me with that. Cause I'm like, all right, I can do a party tonight because she like the management team would hit me up like, yeah, Janet wants to come out tonight. Are you spend anywhere? We're gonna find somewhere for you to spend. All right.
I love it. She definitely hangs. Definitely a great.
Remember, she used
man.
to be hanging out, man.
All the time.
Dances all the time. Man.
Oh, wow. She came to On the Record so many times. She took over Juniper before Active threw down at Juniper. I think Sat One was in town that time. You guys jammed. He did the party, and then I think you jumped on with him.
I jumped on with him, yeah.
They took over half of Juniper. They had the whole thing roped off with Janet and her dancers and the whole crew, man. It was crazy. She hangs, man. She hangs, man.
Yeah. I don't understand this lady. 55. She's outside.
That's crazy. Oh, good.
So how's you've been working with Janet for like 5+ years, right?
It's 5 years now. It will be 6, but 5 years, yeah.
And she just randomly found. I guess we did some research. She just randomly found a Billie Jean remix that you did on YouTube, and then you flew to LA?
At the time, I was on the Nobody Smiling tour with Common, and we was doing like a rehearsal thing. So Common posted me up doing a Billie Jean juggle. Jermaine Dupri reposted it. So a friend of mine that was the music director at the time for Janet, he called me like maybe like a week later. It was like, yo, did you do something on Instagram? I was like, no. I was like, he said, who posted you cutting up Michael Jackson? I said, Common did, and then Jermaine reposted it. And he was like, yo, I'm handling Janet. I'm out here. She's about to do a tour. And he was like, yo, she's seen it. I don't know if Jermaine sent the tour or she's seen it on Common's page, but she was looking for a DJ at the time. And he said, yo, she went to your website, she went to YouTube, she checked you out, she likes you, wants you to come out here. I hung up the phone on him. Because I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, this is Janet Jackson. And like, I'm like, that don't even sound right. Like, I was at a bar at this time. I was with one of my boys, it was his birthday. We having a few drinks, and you calling me about Janet Jackson. So he called me back. It was like, yo, I'm dead serious. And I'm like, what? So I said, I'll call you tomorrow. I called him tomorrow. He called me again. He was like, yo, you want to do it or not? Like, she wants you to come out here and do this rehearsal. So I went out there, did the rehearsal with the band. She came in there with the serious face, and they kept me on. I went out there with a book bag. And I stayed in LA for the whole summer. I had to get clothes because I couldn't leave.
Wait. So
that's amazing.
At what point did you start taking it seriously and maybe start getting a little nervous with this whole thing?
I got nervous when she walked behind me and introduced herself. I was like, oh snap! Like, yo, that's this crazy. Michael Jackson's sister. Like, that was kind of crazy, man.
So wait, you were there, you were with the band. You're like, just auditioning, I guess, quote unquote, fucking around.
Yeah, they was telling me to, like, okay, so I think we was doing this song called Runaway. Mm-hmm. And the music director was like, yo, what's the hot track right now? What's like one of the hottest tracks you can play, and we could play over it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like after the hook, and then after the first hook, we go into this beat and then come out of it and go back into the regular song. And the hot song at that time was Truffle Butter by Drake.
And Runaway's like 110 around there, right?
110, yeah, it's right up in there.
Right,
so I just pissed it up a little bit, kept it in key. And then
nice.
She liked it. She was dancing and stuff. And then, the dancers was jumping around. So that was like one of the hot record. And then from there, that's how I got it.
Wow. Did you like straighten up a little bit more? Did your whole energy change?
Oh yeah, I was professional as hell.
Do you ever think that sometimes when you don't care about some shit or you don't believe it's gonna happen, you do your best, like you get the best opportunity sometimes? Like the way
man.
Like your energy, maybe your energy when you got the phone call, kind of like, I don't believe this, I'm not gonna take it seriously, made them want you a little bit more, like, yo, we got to get this guy or something like that.
You know what? No, I don't think it's that. It's just, because, sometimes, people call you and then it's like, is this really happening? Y'all DJs, so and it might not be happening. So, that call was kind of strange. And then from there, she got pregnant with that next year after that tour. Mm-hmm. And Puff came to the Janet show and he seen me do like a solo or whatever. And then he called the music director said, "Yo, I want him to do the Bad Boy tour," and and then that happened.
Wow, man.
That's fucking crazy.
The right time at the right place,
Yo, I'm
bro.
telling
Every
you,
time.
Active is like Branson weed. Like, you know, like every,
Like what? Branson?
like Branson. Remember Branson weed? Like motherfuckers.
Branson Weed, I remember that shit.
Like it's just like it just came from one rapper and then one rapper and then one rapper. It became like the most wanted weed ever, and it was from New York. You remember that shit? They be talking about Branson. They be talking about Branson in May songs and shit. I don't know. That was like the big deal back then. It was like you know, it was just like it just got around, and then all of a sudden like Miami and Cali motherfuckers were talking about Branson weed, and he's like, oh shit, you know, Branson went all the way from New York to like all across the country, and it was just like crazy, and it's just word of mouth. It was just word of mouth, and it was behind the scenes. And and it was that's Active, and it was like it was
Active weed.
it was like that, yo.
Oh my god!
Everybody wants a piece of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great because I mean the magnitude of Janet Jackson. I mean, you know that if you lock in a gig as her tour DJ, everywhere she goes, there's going to be like heads that came out. Like even like in Vegas, I mean, you know, you'd go in the backyard at OTR. I think Active did a night back there, but then you'd see like, you know, Teddy Riley comes through, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis comes through. People are going to come out to see Janet, so a lot of eyes on you, you know. So I mean, that's amazing, man.
Was that like that's got to be like the biggest tour you've been on, or
the Janet tour?
Yeah,
that's the biggest tour. And then I would say after that, the Bad Boy tour, I really enjoyed that. That was entertaining because every night
fun.
with this guy, did you see any of you guys go?
Yeah.
I was there. Okay.
I went to the one that was with is it the Essence Fest?
Yeah, I was up there. Yep.
You was up there with
Yep.
Faith Evans was like amazing.
Faith Evans, and then and actually the one in Essence I brung up Marsha Ambrosius. You didn't see her come up there and sing?
Oh no! Wait, what did they do together? What song did they do?
Because he did like a little interlude of "Say Yes." And then she snuck up on the stage. Yeah, she was pregnant at the time. Yeah.
Right. She was she was part of Floetry, right?
Part of Floetry, yeah.
Right. That's so wait. On the Puff Daddy tour and these mega tours with like Janet Jackson, like what were the amenities like? Like touring with this?
The amenities.
Yeah, amenities.
I mean, they had you mean far as like the
like
the
you
food
had
and
dressing room, like how was it?
No. So the band had their own dressing room. So I'm part of the band. So I had my dressing room with the band, and then like with Puff, I was part of the band as well. Mm-hmm. And we had our dressing room, all the fellas over there. Yeah.
And then so I'm imagining that, I don't know. I'm just imagining when you're on these mega tours. It's just like you're riding around, you're having the best food, the best craft service, the best everything. And then
there's definitely different levels with certain artists. It is true you got A-list artists, you have B-list artists, C-list artists,
Yeah.
And like Puff and Puff, Kanye, I would say, and Janet is probably on the A-list because it's they treat you like A-list. The hotels is A-list, the tour bus is A-list, and the service it's A-list.
So the C-list, is it bad or is it like just?
It's not. You know what? I ain't gonna say it's bad, but it's not A-list because A-list money is different than.
Like C-list stage, they get McDonald's and Burger King.
No, C-list, idiot. Yo. Nah. A C-list might be, maybe one tour bus. The hotel might not be an A-list hotel. You might not be staying at, the Park or the Astoria. One of those. You might be staying at, Marriott or the Day Inns. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a different. It varies.
One, you get steak, chicken fingers. It depends who it is.
But
it depends on who it is, what type of budget they got,
And then you guys are all on the tour bus or what?
Yeah, well. When I was working with Marsha, shout out to my sister Marsha Ambrosius, Floetry, we'll all be on one bus. See the difference? So now with Janet, it's about 15 buses out there.
Right.
The dancers had their buses, the production had their bus, the band, the guys had their bus, Janet had her bus, the female dancers had their bus, the teachers had their bus for the kids. The kids had their own bus, the cooks had their bus.
Jeez.
So
wow. They don't play around.
God damn, they don't not play around, bro. Jackson money, baby.
Did you ever get a little too lit like the night before and missed the bus and people left without you?
Absolutely, that happened to me numerous times. But they'd be like, all right, you gotta have the party. They'd be like, all right, lobby call is at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I still be spinning. They're like, well, you'll get there. So I just wound up catching a flight and get to the next state or get on the Amtrak, you know, because if it's not contracted, like when I was doing On the Record, it was contracted for me to do these parties downstairs through her. But if it's not contracted and they want to leave at a certain time to get to, let's say we going to New York and we got to get to Canada, if I'm not ready to go, you know, and I can't finish up my gig, I got to catch, I'm responsible to get myself to that date. I mean, to get to that next state and be on stage by sound check.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Oh man.
Hey, yo, never.
They don't care. As long as you make that sound check, you'll make that sound check. It's either you're going to get docked or they're going to fire you.
Never could have never been a tour DJ. You would have missed.
I would miss every. I keep missing the bus, man. All my pay would be for flying out to the next gig.
Yeah, that's fucking great. And then so when you're doing these big tours like with Janet and with like the Bad Boy reunion tour, were you working with the band and putting everything together? Like how open were they?
Absolutely. So with the Bad Boy tour, Puff had me. I was doing rehearsal in LA with the band. So you know, we were just messing around, getting a feel of what's going to happen. And then one of his guys came to me. You know, they were like, "Yo, you got to pack your stuff up." And I'm like, "Okay." So I thought I got fired. You know, and it wasn't that he left the band there, but he had me come to his house. And I'm like, I'm going to his crib. So I go to his house. Oh, shit. He was like, yo, what's up, man? So, you know, I want to vibe with you because you're the DJ. And, you know, as DJs, he look at it as, you know, a DJ know how to rock a party. So he's like, yo, I want the Bad Boy tour to feel like how you would mix a party using all the artists that's on the tour. So he had me stay at his house for like a week and a half. And I had to play in his living room.
Oh shit!
Damn, man.
Yeah, that sound system is crazy, by the way.
Yeah. So I had to play in his living room, and it's funny, man. Like he's getting all these like energy shots in him and shit. He's like, "All right, cool." So I fell asleep because it was like he doesn't sleep. It's like 4 a.m. He wakes me up. So on the West Coast time, like, yo, come on. I need you to do some more mixes. I need you to see how you're gonna mix this with that because this is what the show's gonna sound like. So once I mixed it. He gave it to the music director. It was like, all right, to see the way he mixed this, this is how I want the show to run. And that's how the show ran.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Wait, so I'm picturing you just DJing 24 hours a day for like 7 days.
I was DJing, man, for 7 days. I wanted to get away from it.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
I was like,
was it like some Dave Chappelle? I want some Cambodian milk shit.
Yeah.
Was it like?
Yes, bro. I was trying to get away. I was telling my mom, like, Mom, I want to get out of here.
Get piggyback rides into the living room.
I'm like, man, this joint, he was getting everybody up early. Like a lot of people were staying at his house, man. It's just like, I'm like, bro, when can I go back to the rehearsal space? Take me back to SIR.
Were you just coming up with all of these dope ass routines and he just looked at you like?
No, it wasn't routines. He was just trying to see like which song matches with the other song like part of the show. Like he'll give me a list of songs. He'll give me a list of songs and the artist that was on the tour, and then I had to place them mixing. And how I placed them mixing, he gave it to the band, and then the band had to play that.
Gotcha. So, okay,
you see what I'm saying?
So you did you kind of configured the set list. The band took your lead,
right?
Because Puff wanted
the music
to follow
was
DJ's energy and DJ programming routine.
Right.
That's dope, man. That's amazing.
Thank you, man. But the music director was hot about that. He just was like, yo.
I can imagine Ego was
like that's my job, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, man. Yeah. Like, he was telling me, you don't listen to him. Don't listen to what he tell you to do. Like, I'm the music director. I'm like, cool, I got you. But he the one who brought me to his house and told me to mix these songs. So, you know, you guys can talk about that. You know, I want to get in the middle of that.
Did you ever get any of those Diddy moments where he just looked at you with that straight face?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
And did something like, that ain't it. No. Like,
oh yeah, because this is so.
Nah, Playboy.
He's to have me opening up the show, you know, to play music at the beginning. So, you know, I'm playing like Biggie and songs that's not in the tour, you know, and getting the crowd hype.
Right.
He came to me, was like, no, No.
Fuck no.
He was like, I want you to set the tone. I want you to play some slow songs. I said, huh? Give me some OJs. I'm like, huh?
Wow.
So he wanted like old school stuff. He said, and then build it up. You know, so I was like, so that's how you want to
That's
do
amazing.
it.
That had to be fun too, man.
Did he
Yeah, it was cool.
You know,
Eddie, you know.
come on, man. We were jamming last night, so
Right.
I tell you.
Did he say it how did he say it in a nice way, or did it make you feel like absolute shit? Like, I feel like Diddy could make you feel like the most absolute worst piece of shit.
Break you down with the glare.
That's my guy, man. He's a nice person. He always showed me love. I always text him. I still talk to him now. All the holidays, he sends me some rock. So I can't even say that. He never talked to me.
Oh, wow.
Always so much respect. Yeah.
Man,
You got the De Leon.
Like, Active getting real political over here right now. He's
He's media trained.
man, he's great to work with. I'll work with him again in a second.
You think that's a rock?
Send me that De Leon tequila too.
Deleon.
I want to know about the moment when you went in the bathroom so frustrated. You're like, I fucking hate Diddy, man. I hate this dude.
No.
You were definitely doing that, like, when you were at his crib, though. That must have been frustrating to work.
Nah, it's just the fact that I wasn't really frustrated. I just was like, it'd be like weird times, and then I got to go up and actually, you know what? It's just the Bad Boy movie that came out. You ever see that on Apple Music?
Yeah.
You'll see me in there in this house, and he got me in there DJing.
That's amazing, yo. What do you call it? I think Neva wanted to ask you a little bit something about, Neva's we're all huge MJ fans, but Neva is like the biggest.
I mean, did Janet ever tell you some stories about Michael Jackson that nobody? Nah.
She won't touch on none of that.
Nothing. Nah.
Yeah, I should get in a little, saying like when I first started. So they had me opening up the show. I'll spend for like 35 minutes, get the crowd, energized. And, the first time I did it, just the first show, she had speakers in her room, so she wanted to hear what my set was going to be. So I'm playing like house music and vibes like that. So then I went to a Michael Jackson song. I think I played "Wanna Be Starting Something." The crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
And I played like 2 Michael Jackson records. And then I got an email as soon as I got off the stage, like, "Hey, Active, you come to the office, to the production office." I came to the production office, and then they was like, "Yeah, you just got to back up a little bit on it. Not too much Michael, Yeah, so
wow. Damn,
man.
man.
I'm saying I don't know what I was overpowering the show, but the energy was crazy high, because that's the sister,
No
but
doubt.
didn't play too much Michael.
Oh,
So
wow.
I went to the show 2 years ago when she performed in Vegas, and was you DJing to warm up the crowd, or was that a tape, or was that was you live?
That was me live in the back.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Do you switch it up in every city that you go to?
Yeah, I try to switch it up. I try to switch up the vibe, and then whatever city I am, whatever's hot there, some classic
Right.
80s or 90s, I'll play it there. Try to get them hyped.
After 20 years, do you already know what songs like work better in what cities? And you're like, yo, I know I can do this and I can do that.
For the most part, yeah, but I try to look at the crowd and the demographic first, So I usually I go out to the crowd and vibe with the people, see what they look like and the age, and then I'll go back and say, okay.
Oh, okay.
Now let me see what I can do from here.
So you actually make a point to early in the shows to like look at who's walking in.
Oh
look
yeah,
at the crowd.
I'm in the audience.
Oh wow, that's
So
interesting.
I can really understand.
Yeah, that's
You know
great.
what I wanted to say? I saw the show at Park Theater, but I love that you guys incorporate Throb in the set list because they turn right. I mean, isn't that when you got like it's like all red lights? They turn like the stage into a nightclub, right?
Right. Yeah. Yes. You're right.
Oh man.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, Eddie was there, man.
Yeah.
I have a question. You did Kanye West 808 and Heartbreak Storytellers, right?
Yes, that's what I did. I only did that tour. You have I did the storytelling. I did the Ellen DeGeneres, and I did a lot of shows from overseas. That album was when I was spinning for him.
Doug, how was it putting that set together for the storytellers? Because to me, that's probably the best storytellers there ever was.
Man, I didn't put that. And I will say this: Kanye is one of the greatest. I'm gonna say he probably one of the greatest person who can put a show together because he put that whole thing together, man. And he even with my scratching, like it was crazy because coming from Craze doing it, and then A-Track. So it was Gold Digger, and I was cutting with my vibe, and he just was like, no, that's not how it sounds. That's not how the record sounds. That's not how A-Track cut it. He hears everything because he's a producer. So
Wait, so did you actually go on the road with him too for that tour? You went overseas and you did some.
yeah, I went over. Yeah, I did the whole overseas that whole year for that whole album, the rehearsals, the storyteller. We did. That's the first year actually. I think South by South really kicked off, and then that's when he introduced Big Sean to the world. And yeah, Kid Cudi was out there. Who else? Common came perform. Erykah Badu. Yeah, it was that 2009.
Wow.
Was that tour difficult because that's the tour right after his mom passed? Like,
Exactly. So
the one right after that.
Right
was
after
that
the year.
difficult for him performing some of those records? Or?
Yeah, because he started getting a little. On the 808, he was still good, but then later on, he started. He was in a bad down space. And he started changing up on.
Yeah, because I remember that's when he recorded Pinocchio's story and all that stuff live, and then he would break down about his mom a lot. You could hear a lot, a lot of videos would come out of that. So I was wondering if that's the same tour you was on.
Yeah, that was the tour I was on. He was cool though. He wasn't really. I think after that tour, I think it was what was it? The fantasy, the dark fantasy.
Yeah, the one after that. Yeah,
right. I did one show with him, and then from there I started doing because he didn't want to DJ at the time no more, so I started doing Tiger. But before that, with the 808s, he was cool, man. He was real cool. He wasn't snapping or anything.
Would you ever work with him again throughout? I would. Yeah, you would.
Yeah. I seen him last year actually, and we was talking. I'm still cool with him, but yeah, I would work with Kanye again.
How do you feel about artists and just I guess there was so much controversy with Kanye supporting Trump and all of this politics involved and just.
I don't really get into the politics.
Yeah.
I don't really get into the politics. I just look at him as an artist musically, and I think he's an awesome artist. The other stuff, I try to stay away from that. What I can say that, his sneakers are still selling.
Have you ever worked with an artist that was maybe difficult or that you didn't like, but you believed in their talent and you believed in their music and you loved their music and you still kind of stayed with them or worked with them after? Or
I don't think so. Everybody I actually worked with, I actually liked their music, and it wasn't difficult.
Right.
I can't say that.
And with all of these people that you worked with, what was your most memorable tour, do you think?
My most memorable tour will probably be Janet. Janet tour is probably the most memorable tour for me. I would say that, but the most memorable artist spinning for, doing a couple spot dates would be Nas. But that's my favorite rapper. So, when I was working with Khalees, they was married at the time, and he had me do a couple shows with him. I did a couple college shows, and then he took me to Jamaica with him. Wow. And I was like, man, rocking with Nas. I was actually, that's the first show I was scared.
Wow.
I was scared, man, because I was so excited that I'm spinning for him, and I was forgetting some of the ad libs. I was just so excited. I'm trying to, doing the cuts and all that. I was young, but yeah.
Wow, he took you to Jamaica. Was that when they were doing the thing with Damian Marley?
No. This is in 2006.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that around the same time? Oh no, it was after that. It was way after that.
Yeah, 2006. Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking dope.
Wow, man.
That's a crazy. How was it working with him, with Nas?
Cool as hell, man. Nas is laid back. The way you see him is how he is. Nas he's great.
Were you controlling the set list, working with him with it?
Nah, I wasn't. He already had the set list. Lenny S. Elias, I'm sorry, Elias. Elias was his DJ.
Elias, what is Lenny S doing?
Not Lenny S, I'm sorry. Elias, I'm going to say Elias.
Yeah.
Elias was his DJ at the time, and then he couldn't go on the road, so he set me up with the set list and just play this. But at that time, we had the instant replay, so I had to hit the replay. Remember that?
Man, yeah, of course. Who kid used to come to light? Lazio, and he used to DJ on the instant replay, man. The whole set was on
DJ on the instant replay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wait, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What is this?
Are you serious?
A sampler
like
type
an NPC
thing,
type looking
yeah.
thing. It's a white one.
Yeah, there's to run shows off that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of artists. It's like a tape recorder.
Oh,
Like all the explosions and do. Like it's like a big ass MPC, like it's crazy.
Oh shit! I didn't even know. I didn't know. The whole time I thought they had like an MPC up there or like a sequencer.
Nah,
it's a white like board.
Oh,
yeah,
pretty dope with a blue screen. I believe. Yeah, with a blue screen, I believe. So yeah, it's like old school shit.
Yep.
So I kind of want to know. We had like our podcast. We had a few dates and we had a couple like overseas tours lined up. How many shows did you lose last year? How many gigs did you lose last year?
I saw the sadness.
Oh man,
these are shit.
This is the part of the interview where the guest starts to cry. Because I want to get that emotion out.
I don't.
This is like the Roy Firestone segment where or whatever.
Man,
can you name some of the artists that you were gonna go on tour with last year?
Well, one, Common.
Yeah.
And then two, definitely Janet. I mean, we had a whole. She was dropping the albums. It was called the Black Diamond Tour. Maybe you heard of it. It was the Black Diamond Tour, and they was trying to keep pushing it back, and then the whole year got put to trash. So
your last gig before the shutdown was the thing we did.
My last official gig I did was through Eddie, and he had
that was in like Tahoe or something.
It was in Tahoe, man. At this big ski at this big nightclub. And from there, people was on my Instagram like, "Yo, I can't believe you out. There's a Corona. You gotta wear. I have a mask on. I got a mask on." I'm like, they're like, it's serious. And then that next Monday, they shut everything down. Like everything was shut. It was over.
Right.
That was the 19th because it was the 18th. I was coming home. That 19th, the whole United States was shut down.
Oh shit! I swear to God, I'd be looking at my calendar from last year. And I shouldn't do this, but I get a calculator and I kind of put it all together.
Why do you do it to yourself, Rich? Why do you do it to yourself, man?
Same. I was like, I have so many best friend dates.
What a masochistic approach to it.
Did you do that? Did you do that active or not?
Hell no.
I was like, I just want to see what I kind of lost.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
I knew it was a loss.
So did you? I gotta say, like being grounded and not traveling, and I know you love being on the road. Did you kind of? I don't know. Did you learn something about yourself? Was it good to be kind of, not in transit, to be just, in place?
I mean, I got some things done, that I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? I needed to catch up on some personal things. I would say that for being on the road so much. Mm-hmm. But I did, and I still do, miss doing the traveling. I was like, all right, I haven't been home that long, and I don't know how long. So me being home for 2-3 months straight, not going nowhere, I was kind of going crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? Man, I thought the end of the world was happening.
Yeah. You was active on IG Live. I know you were even going back and forth with D Nice.
We battled this week. I was not trying to. I'm like, bro, like he went. You family, so he wanted to come in. It's a show I do called Chill Vibes, and it's a lot of people I bring on versus artists and entertainers that I have relationships with. So they come on, I talk to them, and I talk to them like 10-15 minutes, and then do a tribute to them. So I said, let me break D in. And he's like, yo, I want to do Chill Vibes. I said, cool. So he did it this week. And then he started trying to interview me. And then he said, well, since you talk this Chill Vibes, let me see what you got. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He came on a show called Chill Vibes and took a battle.
He wanted to battle me. So we treat this like the verses. Let's treat this like the verses. I said, oh my gosh, there was like 8,000 people in this damn chat because of this dude.
Wow.
So we was up to like 3 a.m. playing, song for song, like Chill Vibes, remixes, and old school music, man. So it was fun though. That's my brother, man.
Yeah.
So
I think it's so funny that you didn't want to be part of like an R&B tour with Music Soul Child, and you in the beginning when you were like when Music Soul Child, you didn't want to be part of an R&B,
I was not.
But you
not
worked with
no type of R&B.
Yeah, but you worked with some of the best R&B artists, and now
I mean that's moving. But in the beginning, I was just strictly underground. Like my DJ crew, Sat One, XL, J Ski. These guys are like hip hop heads. So at that time, we was just like strictly scratching. Like I was just into scratching, and if I was doing parties or mixing, it was definitely just hip hop. So And then I was scared to get labeled as, oh, you an R&B DJ now. I was doing DMC and tricks and beat juggles and
I was afraid the street cred with
my credit was. They was teasing me in the beginning. They said, "Hey, smooth guy." He was calling me all types of names. Sat one, and they was killing me.
Till he saw how many girls showed up to the Soul Child show.
Yeah,
and
they're gonna be like, "Can you get me a ticket?"
All the chicks on music Soul Child shit.
Yo, so all of these years, 20 years, you've been in this game. 18, 20 years. You've been on the road. Has anything changed to you in the live performance aspect of all of these things?
I will say yes, it did. With live music, if you're working with bands, I mean the bands have got shorter now because they don't want to. These artists don't want to spend that much money as they used to. Yeah. Production they got a little bit smaller. The budget ain't as big as it used to be.
Why is that?
Because these labels and they're not cutting the checks they used to cut back in the early 2000s or the late 90s.
Right.
So it's just a different game now. And a lot of stuff, now that the culture to move forward, I'm really curious to see how this is going to kick off because everything is virtual now. You could do a full, Erykah Badu been doing full virtual shows this whole time and been killing it, like selling them out virtually. So
wow.
So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Like, what is you?
I think that
you're in the inside. You're kind of seeing what the industry's kind of talking about, what these artists are feeling out. When do you think it's all going to open up and then live shows are going to come back?
Live shows are not coming back officially.
Yeah.
Probably not until fall of, like maybe September or fall of this month. Smallly, like 25% of this year. Yeah, I'm sorry, this year. I'm sorry, like 25%. Or maybe like 40%, but it's not going to be fully maybe until next year, 22, to be honest.
So 22. So you think everything will go back to normal maybe around 22, 23, maybe.
22, mid 22, I think it'll be back to normal. But,
right.
They're going to stay. Live Nation's going to, they're not doing nothing. No festivals is going on this year.
It's nuts, man. I know you've been doing some virtual shows. You did something with her and Cisco. I think it was IG Live and stuff.
Yeah, that's on Chill Vibes. Yeah,
on Chill Vibes. Are you going to do something on Twitch? Because everyone's on Twitch. Is there a reason?
Yeah, but you know what? So the only reason why I've been doing things on live, I do a lot of Twitch shows for different DJs and stuff like that, and I spit on Twitch, but they be taking my music down. I be taking, sometimes they take it down or the copyrights or whatever. So I am on Twitch, but with Chill Vibes, because I'm sponsored by Maker's Mark, they don't want to transfer over to Twitch.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I got to keep doing the IG.
It's so weird. All of these sponsors, they like,
funny, man.
They'll get these DJs who have huge followings on Twitch, and they'll be like, "No, we want you to go on IG Live." Like they don't.
It's
they don't
crazy,
get it,
bro.
right? They're
not getting it, man. I'm like, let's just take it to Twitch. They're like, no, the followers not gonna come to Twitch. The brands. And then some of the people that. Some of Makers Mark, they're like, we don't know how to get on Twitch. It's crazy, man.
Right.
I don't understand it.
Hey, Ak, when you have a sponsor as high caliber as like a Maker's Mark, even though Chill Vibes, there's a lot of interview and stuff like that. It's not just you just doing a straight DJ set and stuff like that.
Right.
Do you have because IG was notorious when you went live for copyright infringements and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Do you still find some obstacles with the copyright stuff, or
what I do now, I only try to play the song probably for like 30 seconds or 50 seconds to a minute, and then I get out of that, or I try to pull the fader out, pull the up and down out, and talk. But I don't really do like a straight mix no more because it'd be more of me just interviewing them, and then I play some music and stuff, and I try to stay closer to the older music. Because if you play the new music, they shut you
right
down
away.
Immediately,
yeah. So there were so many like little tricks and like people would pass around like the applause tracks to try and mask stuff. Like in the early stages of streaming since the COVID shutdown.
Right.
And, well, that's why I think Twitch is props to Twitch because at least
props to Twitch.
For the live portion, they allow you, at least right now, they allow you to get your whole set through, and then they'll just do shit on the replay. But
in the replay,
So
I love Twitch.
They still need to find a way to transfer this audience, and I guess it's getting easier and easier. More people are transferring over and transitioning over to Twitch.
They're starting to come. They're coming over. They're coming over.
It is kind of weird in the beginning. People are like, what's going on? Following, subscribing, what's going, you know. I think in the beginning there is that weird transition phase for anything.
Yeah, I was like that too. And then once you like catch that, once you just give it a chance, whether as an artist or as just a participant, like on the you know, just watching or somebody stream, it's a totally different experience. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, man. But you got to keep people engaged, man. You know,
you got to keep doing it too.
You got to keep doing it. Yeah.
Are you hearing from a lot of artists like that are trying to figure out a way to virtually, you know, to move their shows virtually?
Not really, man.
Not really. So they want
to
they want to wait it out.
They wait for this thing. Yeah, they want to wait it out. They wait to clear like until this thing get cleared up, and you know, people get the vaccine now, I guess, which is good, you know, and then they probably gonna, you know, want to probably come out and perform. But a lot of artists been chilling. Yeah, I haven't heard nothing.
Why do you think they don't even want to try to? They're good. Like they're just kind of like, we don't even want to deal because it's gonna half-ass the show. It's just gonna,
the money wise, they don't want to do shows for 25% because they're losing money.
Right. I get
it. Might as well stay home.
Right.
Flights, paying for the, you know, staff. It's not worth it.
How have you been trying to stay busy during this whole thing? I know you dropped an album. Well, I think it's amazing that you dropped an album in 2019, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Throughout all the things that you're doing, as active as you've been, as you have been, touring and everything, you were able to put together an album, which is something that not a lot of DJs. A lot of DJs would love to do it, but they don't have the time and the focus. And you had a lot of songs on there and a lot of
but that took a lot of time, though. So
I was going to ask you, how long did it take you?
5 years.
5 years. Wow.
5 years total.
Wow.
That's one, because I don't have no record deal. Two, I had to beg these guys to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as me getting Common's verse, it took me a year to get Common's verse, and I was around, and I'm like, please, can you just, you know, he's like, I got you. And, you know, he did it with his time, and I was thankful for it.
Yeah.
You know, music kind of got to it kind of fast, and Marsha got to it fast, but like, you know, I had Beanie Siegel on there. He took a minute.
You had a lot of Philly dudes on there. You had
PD Crack.
Yeah.
Freeway, PD Crack. Shout out to Freeway, PD Crack.
Yeah.
Three Steves from Atlantic Records. Estelle, you know, so I had Capone from Capone and Noriega. He was on the track.
Yeah.
The album name was The City, right?
The tour.
I'm sorry, but
the City was the single.
The single with Common, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I was listening to the album, and it's a really good album. It's like a good listen.
Thank you, man.
It has a very like R&B vibe to it, and it's It's definitely for like the 90s 2000s like.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. That's the favorite music I like to play.
Yeah. It's a great listen. I was wondering the whole time. I'm like, yo, like, this is a really well put together project, and there's all of these guests. I was like, it must have taken him forever to do this, and taking so long to do that
with no budget. And you know, and some of the artists, you know, I had to pay for their studio time and then pay them out of my pocket. So you know, I try to do the best I can. But I was pleased with it. I was thankful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, do you want to do that again, or do you think it's like, man, I've done that and I'm cool with it? You know.
Well, I'm working on, you know, doing something again. But it's not gonna be that many songs. It'll probably be like 3 or 4 songs. That's it.
A single,
an EP. The 4 EP. I can't do the album. Too much.
Nah. Yeah, it was extensive. I was like, this is a lot of work, man. It was impressive,
Thank you, man.
So, as far as keeping busy, you're still on Sirius Radio, right? You're still working on there?
Yeah, every now and then I do like a show, but I'm not doing it like every week or consistently, like once a month. So what I've been doing, like I told you, I've been doing the Make It Smart stuff. I've been doing a lot of Zooms. I've been doing like a lot of Zoom parties, man. And throughout this pandemic, and then on top of that, you know, they've been opening up a little bit. So I've been able to come outside and do some events in Delaware. I do something in Atlanta at the W Hotel, and another place down there is kind of cool vibes. So that's been it, man.
So like transitioning from just being on the road so much, and then like having to wait for all of these tours to maybe start next year. How are you looking to plan yourself in the next 1 to 2 years for yourself and stay busy? You know.
Well, I'm working on opening up a DJ school. So
interesting.
It's called the Philadelphia DJ School.
Wow.
And it's me, It's me, my cousin, DJ Ghetto. I know Jeff said he wants to be a part of it, and Dr. Jason, Jay Irvin. So that's what I'm thinking about doing to get back to the kids, man.
Oh, man.
That's amazing, man.
That's a great fucking idea. That's insane, man. You know,
thank you, fam.
We had Melody on the podcast, I think a year or so
Family.
ago. Yeah. And he was talking about, you know, the Beat Junkie School and the brand.
I love it, man.
You know, and then
it's
what
amazing.
they did and the amount of DJs coming out of California because of them, it's insane.
Yes.
And I think you guys could really motivate even more Philly DJs to come out. And I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to. So basically, I sometimes I teach at Roland College in Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And I usually do like once a month there with kids. We got a program called the Dance Program. And I teach the kids, you know, about hip hop, you know, where it came from. And then I teach them about DJing, you know, and about touring. So my aim is to basically get more tour DJs, younger tour DJs, and teach them how to be tour DJs, not just, you know, hey, put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? Really learn the mathematics of it, learning how to work with a band, learning how to read music, you know, learning what the key is and stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to aim for with the DJ school.
Wow. When do you think you're going to launch that? Or when do you think it's going to be?
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, brother, you know, the end of this year or next year. So so, you know, just writing the blueprints down and everything. So hopefully it happens at the end of this year, next year.
Yeah. Let us know and we'll definitely plug that shit in and let the people know about that shit. So
thank you.
Going back to like, you know, the tours and everything you've done, you know, and your favorite tour being Janet Jackson, what was like the worst experience you had on the road? Which tour?
I don't think we'll tell us that, man.
The R.O.A.D podcast strikes again. Yeah. God damn, Crooked.
Now that we heard all this positive shit with the kids, let's get a look.
Oh my gosh! Let's get the worst one. I gotta go to my man. I gotta go to my man Kanye. So.
Oh man, what happened?
I guess it was a part I missed. I guess he heard it. I thought I came in on the right one, and I didn't. And he had like this like helmet on, and he ran up to me. You missed the party, all in my face. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He had like
what kind of helmet did he have? Oh, what did he have?
He had like this helmet he had on, like, you know, that's what he was doing.
Wait,
because he had us all. We all had to wear helmets. We had helmets on.
The black one,
because you know,
the black one with the shade. It looked it looked like he was like in the Death Star and shit. Like it was weird. It was weird.
Hot as hell in there, but he had one on this time, and he ran up on me with that damn mask, and I didn't know what was going on.
Wait! I got to see this helmet because I'm thinking about the Margiela mask from Yeezus, and it's not that.
Oh no,
it's not that.
No.
So wait,
I'm thinking of the Daft Punk.
That's what I was gonna say. Daft Punk.
It was close to a Daft Punk, and it was hot as hell in that.
So wait,
mask.
you
can't lift it up.
You had your helmet on. You had your helmet on. He had his helmet on, and then he runs up with his helmet and he yells at you.
Yes, in my face.
It's like a scene out of Spinal Tap.
That's amazing.
So it's like these two helmets kind of just like.
Yeah. I'm just like, come on, man.
So this was in the middle of the show?
Yes.
Oh,
shit. It was song. He brought Rihanna out, and that's when they was doing the song. We gonna run this town tonight. Run this town.
Yeah.
And I think I came in wrong with Gold Digger, like a scratch. It's like get down. I was supposed to do it first, but I was cutting it. Get down. He ran over to me.
Wow.
That's not how this sounds. Oh shit.
But he didn't do it on the mic, right?
No, he took the mic away. He just was in my face. You know what I'm saying?
I can't find a picture of this fucking helmet, but it's on the video.
Oh, I got plenty of pictures.
Did you feel? So wait, did you feel like you were in eggshells during that tour? Like you were walking?
Oh, I was on eggshells. I thought I was on eggshells that whole tour. You know what I'm saying? But you know, love.
So you were just like, you must have been like having like anxiety every time you had to perform.
Every time I was nervous. You know what? I was nervous every time I was doing that show because he is on everybody's heels.
But he's known to be like that. Like he's known to stop the show or talk over and be like, "Yo, I can't hear my left ear." Like he'll let you know when you're fucking.
Yeah, he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you. Yeah.
Who is the artist that you've worked with that executed the tightest and the best show, but had the most positive vibe and approach to it? Janet, really?
Yeah, man, legendary. Because she been doing it for so long. So it's like clockwork with her, man.
Wow.
Super professional.
Yeah. That's great. I was wondering, besides Janet, is there anyone else that's on a smaller scale that you've worked with that you guys came up with innovative ideas and concepts and just
Marsha Ambrosius, Marsha
from Flowetry? Wow.
I got to give it to Marsha. Yeah, she's very sharp, and she gave me a lot of creative freedom. Working with her on her tours. Yep.
And she's an amazing writer too. She's written some
amazing writer,
songs.
Man. For Justin Timberlake, I just did an interview for her today out here. She got a documentary coming out. It's on BET, and I did an interview actually talking highly about her today.
Wow, man.
Yeah, she wrote Butterfly for MJ.
For Michael Jackson, yep. Butterfly. Yeah. She Cried Me a River for Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She's amazing talent and one of the best voices in R&B. And I remember Flowetry with Say Yes and all of that. It was insane.
Underrated, man.
Really underrated. Yeah.
Underrated, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there an artist that you wanted to work with and couldn't go on tour with?
Jay-Z.
Whoa, okay. What happened? Wait,
I never got a chance. I didn't get that. I never got that call. I never got that call. That's one person I did want to do. When he was actually out there. Shout out to my man Young Guru, but I definitely wanted to be a part of that.
Wow, that'd be amazing. What do you call it? Is there anything else you guys want to ask or talk about?
I think we're good.
I think we covered everything. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of other shit, but I want to ask some crazy shit, but I don't want to. I don't want to put you on. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Nah, man, don't throw me.
But man, thank you for coming through, Aktive. It was
thank you, man.
Great to have, and please have a safe trip back.
Thank you. I appreciate Philly. You guys.
And let us know. It was a real pleasure to have you on here, man. And
not fun.
Hear about it. Yeah. And you're
great, Evan, Rich. Appreciate y'all. Yep.
Yeah. And honestly, we didn't talk about it enough, but I want to just say that your scratching and your technical abilities, like I was watching videos, it's super, super sharp. One of the top scratches I've seen out there. It's really.
Thank you, brother.
It's really the routines that you do. If you guys haven't seen it, like check it out. It's super tight. We see I see Peter Piper routines all day long. I see all of the same routines for some of this shit, and some of the ideas that you had were different, and it was refreshing. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say, salute.
Salute. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. That's love,
doubt, man.
Yeah. Man. Thanks for coming on.
So if you want to watch this episode on YouTube or view some of our older episodes as well, you can go to youtube.com/R.O.A.D podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe. We post new episodes every Thursday, y'all, without fail. So definitely come check out the new episodes on YouTube on Thursdays. And on Fridays on YouTube, we've been posting our older Sunday battles from Twitch. So Jamie and I have been working really hard to get these older battles on YouTube for you guys to watch. So every Friday, you can check these older battles on YouTube. And you can also check the newer battles on Sundays at twitch.tv/R.O.A.D podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitch and subscribe if you can. We just started a new Tuesday on Twitch as well called R.O.A.D Tuesdays. Basically, everyone in the crew alternates every week. You could check Never one week, Jamie one week, D Miles the next week, and myself the next week. Hopefully, we'll start incorporating some of the homies and have them do some guest spots as well on Tuesdays. So definitely check that out. Twitch.tv/R.O.A.D podcast. And before we end this podcast, I want to give another shout to Audio One from the Bay. If you want to send money to Audio One, you can do it through PayPal, and I think it'll be DJ Audio One with a number 1. He's recovering from his stroke. He's doing hopefully very much better, and he's
home now.
He's home now.
Yeah, he's home now.
But he's not going to be able to create revenue on Twitch and DJ and stuff. So as DJs and in the DJ community, we want to support him. So make sure you go check him out. And I believe a lot of his homies are keeping his Twitch account alive. So definitely support him on Twitch. But Twitch takes a portion of that money. So if you could PayPal him, that'd be even better. And
or buy his merchandise. He has merch available. You can do that also.
I bought some merch, so all of us are gonna have DJ Audio One tees in a little bit.
Geez.
You know what I'm saying? But Aktive, thank you again for coming through,
man. Thank you, man.
It's a real pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and then
Appreciate it,
hopefully
bro.
maybe we'll.
Thank you, E.
Maybe I'll head
Yeah,
out.
for sure, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
you know what? And maybe next time you go to Patty LaBelle house, maybe you can like.
I'll bring y'all some
package.
pies. I'll bring y'all some pies, man. They got the
Get
little
some
small pies. I'll bring y'all some
Exactly,
pies, man, when I come back.
Wait,
I got you.
do you got a do you got a stash of those like some sweet potato pies?
Oh yeah, I got a couple of them in the freezer. Yeah, they gave me a bag of them.
All right,
Facts.
All right, everybody.
all right. Good looking, man. Peace.
Thanks.
All right, bro.
Go get him tonight, man. Good looking.
All right.
Thanks,
Got
guys.
you, man.